WEFM, the clean, fresh sound.
WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
All right, so we are back with another segment of our Activated Mornings program here on WEFM, and this is the Talk to Us segment. This is where you get interactive with us by calling the number 457-9997. You can pose a brand new question to us, or if there is something that you want to comment on about something that we may have said earlier in this morning's program, any one of the segments that we spoke about, you can feel free to do so now. All right. So the phone lines are open. Number to call 457-9997. All righty. So yeah, let's get into our topic this morning. You know, I realized that I waking up so last week I commented about my stiff neck, my neck thing. And I go to sleep in one position to avoid getting, I go to sleep in one position to avoid getting the stiff neck, and realize that I wake up in the position that causes the stiff neck. So, yeah. Kojo, morning.
Good morning. Well, I have to call to warn my people. There's few people going around in Kingston using last year demise to make money for themselves. There's one guy in particular, he catch my brother with a sad story that he need toiletries and all kind of stuff. But I think he forget my brother right away, because as soon as I hook up on my brother. Hello?
Mm-hmm. We're hearing you. Go ahead, Kojo.
Hello?
We're hearing.
Hello? Yeah. As soon as I hook up on my brother, he came with the same sad story. My brother keep tapping me and telling me, don't bother them, you just give him the same story. So I want him people don't follow that story. The people saying that he had no toilet paper, he had no toothpaste. Since he been here, he had no toothpaste. And he get money already for toothpaste. So that is kind of unfortunate. I don't like when people use situation like that, because to me, when you do that, the people who definitely need the help, they will turn people out from helping people who actually need the help. You know what I mean? So,
well, what I could suggest in those cases, because when people tell me that they need they need money for such and such, I would volunteer to buy the item for them, and depending on their reaction, I would know whether or not they're being genuine. So
yeah,
maybe
when you hear a sad story, sometimes you don't even think about that. Sometimes
nah, you ain't getting money from me so easy. Mm-mm.
Yeah, okay, well. I wish I was like you.
Oh, I could get money easy from you, Kojo. Tell me what street corner for stand up.
Go by six.
I'll be there. Look for me around 11, okay? All right, later, Kojo.
I'm just saying that probably that people doing that kind of thing. They shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
Because the people who generally need it, people get turned off on the one.
Understand. All right, take care. I'm not even hugging the pillow, Joshua. That's to tell you. I'm just placing my head on the pillow, and I think my body just goes into a natural default sleep position. So I don't know. I don't even know what to do with this thing again, because I've tried. Yeah, just is what it is. All right. So the phone lines are open. Notice that somebody was trying to call when Coach was on, so you can try calling back now. Okay. Before we head into a different topic, just in case. All right. This person's calling. Good morning, D.
How are you doing? Guten Morgen, they say in German. Alles gut?
All is well, yes. And with you?
Yeah. There's a lady that I would like you to take a look at. Her name is Kemi Badnock. Have you heard about her?
Kemi Badnock.
I have not.
Where is she from? Union?
No, she is from United Kingdom. She was born in United Kingdom and raised a little bit in Nigeria and traveled between Nigeria and the States. She is now the head of the Conservative Party in United Kingdom.
Okay. Why should we
It's a
look at
black
this woman? Why should we look at her? Because she's black and she's a
y'all
woman?
No, because
Okay.
you all are girls, and once you get onto it, or once you get onto that, on the thing there in Parliament there, you will see why she is who she is. She will give you some inspiration as well. But what I want to say is that United Kingdom has never had a black leader before. This lady is destined to be the next leader of United Kingdom, and it is a black woman, 43, 44 years old. Black people in United Kingdom do not really run down politics as per se, because I remember they had a Indian for the first time prime minister almost 2 years ago, but he's gone now.
Mm-hmm.
So she's taken over as the leader of the Conservative Party, and she's a strong debater. It's about 8 months, around about 8 months now. She's leading the party. So what I'm saying is, get on her site and follow her at least. You'll get some more insights with her as well.
Okay.
And I think she's open up to interviews. Perhaps you may even do a line interview or something like that.
Okay.
So that's something just I throw in your thing this morning. All right.
All
So
right.
you guys have a good day and keep up the good work.
All right, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. All right, so the phone lines are open. Somebody else was trying to call a while ago. All right.
You were saying something before this, or you had finished? Oh, it's about this.
That was just after the stiff neck. Yeah, that's all. Yeah. All right, so let's go into a topic this morning that I think many of us on social media or the internet can relate to, right? So is the internet and social media making us angry? Are we too easily triggered? Right? And all right, that's Queens. Good morning, Queens.
Yeah, good morning. That didn't come out too right, when you tell Kojo, oh, I can get money from you.
Kojo, hear me now. Queens, okay, yes. All right, I take it back. Not in the way in which it probably came out. The street corner part. All right, okay. Well, Lord,
It
Queens.
didn't sound right. Yeah. People are always trying to get over. I saw a lady used to be by a bus stop, and her face is covered like Muslim. And she was like walking with 2 sticks, then her back bend, begging for money for a while. And then one Sunday, like 3 or 4 blocks from there, I see her sit down by a step somewhere and put the 2 sticks in a bag. And she on an iPhone and she walking straight.
Well, y'all paid for that iPhone.
And on the subway, right, there's sometimes there are people begging on the subway. But also on the subway, there's a coalition of the homeless. These people they feed the homeless in the subway. So they have a bag with them. They have juice, they have water, they have sandwich, they have fresh fruit. And so this guy is begging for money on the train. And while he's begging, somebody say, oh, look, this guy, if you're hungry, that guy could give you something to eat. He started running from the guy. that had the bag, so could give him something to eat. And the guy with the bag said that he asked him already if he wants something to eat. He said no.
Mm.
And the last one I'll give you. I saw this guy in a parking lot. He had a piece of paper. He said he's the coach of a football team, a school football team. And one of the youngsters died, and they're trying to get money to bury him. So I said, I can't give him money right away today, but if you give me a number, I could maybe follow up. He said, no, you have to give it now. No, number, you have to give it right now. I know. So I like the way he reacted, so this way I don't have to give him no money. I like the way he reacted. And my thing is, you're a coach of a football team, you have the other members of the team, they have friends, they have family. That would be easily to mobilize. to get money for the burial. So right away, I know he's up to no good. Have a good morning. Bye.
All right, thanks, Greens. You know, one of the ways to also identify whether or not something is legitimate is if somebody's going around with a sheet as well. There should be a stamp. Now, I guess anybody could do a stamp as well. But one of the things with these sheets, especially like with raffle sheets, they're actually supposed to pass through the National Lotteries Authority to get permission. All right. So that is one of the ways to find out whether or not you are being scammed or you're being tricked. I know that many times as well, persons claim to be seeking donations for church and all that sort of stuff. But if you are suspicious, then lean into your intuition. All right. See, God gave us the intuition there for a reason. So lean into your intuition and maybe not give the money. As I told Coach, when it comes to persons who approach me for things on the street, let's say it's a child who says that they need money to go, but no, they need money, right? And I might ask what you need the money for, and they say to buy bread. Then I would go and buy the bread. I don't care if I have to go out of my way. I would go and buy the bread because one of the things is like I don't believe in giving money to children, and I don't believe in handing money to persons who I feel might be drug addicts, right? Because we never know. Indirectly, we might be contributing to them continuing their habits, right? So if it's hungry, they're hungry, they would you could probably just buy something for them to eat as opposed to giving money to them directly. So that's just a few things there.
I'm just indifferent to that. Yeah.
You don't give?
I give, I do give to persons, but I don't think I've been scammed. I think they were really persons who wanted something. It could have been a drug addict or whatever, but once I give you the money, I don't care what you do with it, even if you buy drugs with it. Yeah, I don't care. I give it to you to do whatever you want to do with it.
Okay. Now, I just feel like I'm encouraging the habit if I give them money directly. So there's even there's a guy, he lives on this street. Really, sounds very intelligent and everything. He told me a story before, anyway. And I would always be like, when he approaches me and he asks for money, I'd be like, did you get any work today? So then he would tell me where all he worked for the day. So sometimes he would get money from me directly because I see that he is actually working. But I think he's also a drug addict. But
that's the one that speaks standard English?
Yes. What's his name? Is Edison? Edison.
Oh, you know his name? Okay.
Yeah. I tell you, talk to everybody. You know, when I legit tell y'all, I talk to everybody. Is everybody from street characters go right up the jade. I talk to everybody. Yeah, we had a really decent conversation. He told me his story. I think he used to go to grammar school actually. He went to grammar school and another story. But it's always interesting when I see them. I look at many of them and I wonder what they were like as children and if they knew that this was how their life was going to turn out. Because when you come into this world, you're not expecting that especially when somebody brings a child into the world, you look at them playing as a toddler, but you don't expect that this is a life that is going to happen for them. Yep. So for many of these street characters, I would engage them in conversation, and there are a few that I have missed. There's this guy Amos. He passed. Well, I wasn't seeing him around, so I ended up asking. Well, putting down my status. A person knew exactly what I was talking about. So then somebody told me that he passed away. So I just kind of know them. So even Cynthia, I haven't seen Cynthia for a while. So I'm actually concerned about Cynthia. So if anybody knows if Cynthia is okay, you could just.
Who is Cynthia though?
Cynthia is an elderly woman who lives on the street. She sometimes has dogs with her. The dogs are usually there for her protection. Yeah.
Oh, I've never seen her.
You had to catch her in a good spirit because she could give a good cuss out. She used to give me a good cuss out back in the day until we became I don't want to say friends, but we cool, right? We would interact very often and she'd spot me. And then she'd be like, I ain't see you for a while and that kind of thing. But I heard something unfortunate has happened to her. So I'm hoping that she's okay. All right. I don't know. Women who live on the street, I am so concerned about their safety, and Cynthia in particular because she is elderly. She told me a couple of stories and it's just really heartbreaking, but yeah.
Wow. Anyways, I see we don't have we have just a couple of minutes left. So I just want to take this opportunity to say I'm so glad to be back, which I said this morning, but more so to say, the other day I was encouraging persons to go to the blood bank and to donate and so on. And they listen, for those of you who continue to donate to the blood bank, I just want to say thank you. I know the nurses, doctors, the persons in the health sector would also say thank you. But as a mother of somebody who receives blood, I just want to say thank you again this morning, because Tyler did receive blood again on Friday. Usually they would ask for donations, but this time, he just, he got the blood.
Okay, without having to solicit. Okay.
Yeah. So to those of you who continue to replenish the blood bank, big up yourself.
All right, so maybe we would head on out. We could propose that topic for another time. But yeah, just whole mind just went on the people who live on the streets too. When you can be of assistance to many of them, be of assistance. I suppose part of this happened, or my appreciation for those who live on the streets stemmed from being in the Leo Club St. Vincent, and we used to have this activity. I'm not sure if it still happens, but feeding off the homeless. And it's early in the morning when you realize how many homeless persons are living in the streets. Sometimes you don't see them during the day because, they're in the little places. But many of them, you see them early in the mornings when you come out, when we came out to give them breakfast. And, just interacting with them, hearing their stories, hearing what it is led them to where they are. Some cases had to do with family, struggles and issues with family members. Of course, some had to do with addiction as well. And, some just, for whatever reason, they prefer to be in Kingston as opposed to being within the communities. Like there was another, well, I'm not sure if he's homeless, but another guy who I speak to very often, very young, he's very, very young. And I'm like, well, why don't you go back to where it is that you live in, the community that you live in? And he said that, part of it has to do with family issues. And for whatever reason, he just prefers to be in town, and it's difficult for me to reconcile how you would rather come into town and struggle, face the criticism, face the comments of individuals, as opposed to going back in your communities and maybe farming the lands or whatever, So they all have the different stories. And sometimes we can, just be that listening ear to them when you can be of assistance. Because, sometimes they want this, they want that. I always remember Amos. And I'm talking about, I don't know if his other name was, but Amos, I would never forget, there was one time when I was leaving work, not him, where it is I previously worked, and he met me along North River Road. And he got a pair, well, it was two mismatched shoes, right? But he got quote unquote new shoes that he had on. And Amos was so excited to tell me about these shoes. And he made me look down and say, yes, Amos, I am happy that you got your shoes, So it's these little things that it really put a smile on my face to see his excitement, other persons. I mean, he probably got it from Salvation Army or whatever, right? But the fact is that he had shoes on his feet. Cynthia, sometimes when I see Cynthia would be there like, I'd be like, oh, you dress up so nice, and she would start to blush, she would start to smile. And, it's the little things that would let them know that people still care about them, people still look out for them. Despite the circumstances, we should not ever look down on any individual because, we never know when a mental illness might strike us and we get to the point where we become too much for our family members to handle and we find ourselves living on the streets, right? So, as a community, as a society, let's all look out for each other, right? Even those who might find themselves living on the streets.
Yeah. As it relates to those you mentioned before, you used to be a part of a group going out to cook and give to
feed on the homeless Leo Club St. Vincent.
Yeah, I know some persons who do that right now. I think they do it every first Sunday. But I don't think that they're doing this from an organization standpoint. It's just out of their own pockets. So there's Mrs. Desiree Wilson, the former principal of the Clear Valley Government School. So her, along with her sister and some friends and their daughters from Camden Park, they usually cook food, real good food. I tell you, I went there with them one time. I was shocked. I mean, we ate from the same food. And like you, I was really surprised to see that many persons come out to collect food, But this is something that they do every first Sunday, I think, of the month, right outside. They would stand right outside the old bank of SPG and just, give.
Oh, by the market
food,
area.
yes,
Right.
and just share some food.
And while we're on this, we're going to head on out shortly, but while we're on this, commendations to the Salvation Army, because I noticed, I'm not sure if it's every day, but at least when I'm in town on a Friday, I would see that they have, they do a food distribution. People actually get a hot plate of food to walk with, right? So, as we know, the Salvation Army works based on sponsorship. So for whoever businesses might be out there giving the donations, supporting this so that they can help to feed persons within the streets of Kingston. It's not just homeless people who just be lining up, because I've seen different people lining up, but it's all good. It's all good. I mean, food shouldn't go to waste. If it's prepared, it's prepared. If you want to go stand up in the line, stand up in the line, right? But commendations to the Salvation Army there as well. Okay. And with that, we are heading on out and headed into today's Community Dateline.